Hey vinyl community, it's Dwayne Rock and Doc here with another YouTube video. This time I'm going to be showing you some mail order stuff I've got this month. Starting off with this, got 2 boxes of stuff. These 2 little boxes came in a bigger box, and I was sort of going to do an unboxing for this, but the box was taped so well I had a bitch of a time getting it open, and I tore it to rat shit opening it up, so I just took these 2 out and left the rest. Anyways, this stuff is from a mail order outfit out of Germany called Crypt Records, and I don't order from them all the time, but I do occasionally order from them. So this is the stuff I got this last order. Brand new one from The Headcoats. It's called the Regularis. And this is the first album the Headcoats have done in 22 years. So it's been quite a while. But they haven't been idle. Anyways, Billy Childish, this guy here, the leader and guitar player and vocalist from the band, he has a bunch of other side projects that he's been doing stuff for forever and putting out just a shitload of releases under a couple of different names. I forget, one is CTMF or something like that. The other one's William Loveday, I think, is the name of the other one. Anyways, this is more garage rock. They're considered like the kings of garage rock from the UK. Garage rock and garage punk. So this was, like I said, brand new, just came out. There's the boys in the band in the back there. Here's another fairly new one. This is the Roadrunners. The album's called Judgment Day. They're a Swedish garage rock band that formed in 1985 and split in 2003. And this came out in 1997. It's a compilation album of... oh no, sorry, this came out in 2022. So last year. And it's a compilation of EP and 7-inch tracks that they recorded from 1997 to 2003. Still sealed. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I've heard really good things about it. That's why I ordered it. Here's another one. Another newer release. This came out a couple of years ago in 2021. The band's called the Shadracks. The album's from Human Life Forces. From Human Light Forces. And this actually has Billy Childish's son is in this band. And I ordered it because I thought they'd probably be quite similar to the Headcoats, but they're not really. They're more of a post-punk, garagey type band. Quite different than the Headcoats. A lot slower and darker. But they're from Medway, Kent, the UK, the same place that the Headcoats come from. And it was produced by William Loveday, who is Billy Childish. That's one of the other names he records under, and he's been doing a bunch of records the last few years under that name. Also got a reissue of the 9 Pound Hammer, their first album called The Mud, the Blood, and the Beers. This one came out in 1992, I believe. I'm not really sure, but it's It's a reissue of their 1988 debut album. It's raw punk, cowpunk kind of band, and it features guitarist Blaine Cartwright, who went on later to form Nashville Pussy. Picked up The Liars. This is a live album, Live at the Rat. It's from 2019, and it's an early show recorded September 3rd, 1980 at the Rat Club, which is a famous Boston club that featured a lot of the underground bands, rock bands from that period used to play at the Rat quite frequently. And the Liars are a garage rock band with members from DMZ and the Real Kids. And it's got, here's the inner jacket. It's got a big write-up about the bands. And a picture of them on stage in the back cover with the track listings. Next one is the Delmonas 5. It's their second album from 1988. And this is another, they were actually formed to, they were background singers, I think, originally for the Headcoats, and a couple of girls in the band were going out with a couple of the guys from the Headcoats. But this album is actually 2 out of the 3 girls from the Delmonas. I don't know why only 2 of them out of the 3, but anyways, just 2 of them, with Billy Childish and another member of the Milkshakes, which was another Headcoats side projects. But they're kind of they've got that 60s girl group sound, and this album's in mono. Another one I picked up is this one. It's a reissue of the Screaming Lord Sutch story. So it's basically a best of album. And I don't know the year it came out. I think it's a newer reissue. I looked on Discogs, and it's this particular one is even listed because it's got a weird sleeve. There's only half. There used to be I think another picture of Screaming Lord Sutch up there, and this one's on red vinyl, and it's numbered 40 out of 121. So I believe it's an unofficial reissue, and he was like a 60s shock rock, horror rock kind of genre. So, like I said, I couldn't even find this reissue on Discogs. So here's another one. If you remember my last video, I actually picked up a copy of the original The Wild Angels soundtrack, which was in pretty rough shape. But this one is an unofficial reissue. And again, I don't know what year this came out, but this is volume 2 of that soundtrack. And it was originally released in 1967. And it's mostly instrumental, and I think there's one track that has vocals on. And this, The Wild Angels, was one of those outlaw biker movies that were quite popular in the late 60s, early 70s. So this is volume 2. So the other box has this in it. This is a brand new reissue of the Cramps Transylvania Tapes album, and apparently the sound has been cleaned up from the early 80s release, and it has five extra tracks that weren't on that one, although I haven't heard it yet, so I can't really tell you if it sounds much better. But this has the original demos that Alex Chilton did in 1977, and also the 1978 demos they did with Chris Spedding, and that's the A side, and the B side is live at Max's Kansas City in New York in 1978. There's Alex Chilton and Chris Spedding on the back there. And I finally got this one. I've been thinking I'm getting this for a while, but I don't know why it took me so long. This is a compilation from 2013. Various artists. It's called In Fuzz We Trust, and what it is a tribute album to the Fuzztones. So a lot of 60s bands, legendary bands, are on this doing Fuzztones tracks. Bands like Vanilla Fudge, Sky Saxon, Electric Prunes, Davey Allen, who is the guy that did the soundtrack for both of those the Wild Angels movies. And who else is on here? The Pretty Things are on here, and a couple other. So lots of Fuzztone tracks on it. So, like I said, I haven't listened to any of this stuff, so looking forward to listening to that one. And I also got, I was missing some issues. I've got about 4 of these Back to the Grave, 4 of these already. There's 10 altogether, so I wanted to order the rest of them, and I did get 4 more. I got Volume 5, Volume 7, Volume 8, and Volume 9. And Volume 4 I still don't have. I couldn't order it from Crypt because they were out of stock on it. And these are all in the Crypt label, and they all come with these are all still sealed, but inside there's a little, in the inner sleeve there's a little write-up about the bands, and there's a little bit of stuff on the back of each of them. So now I'm just about to have the complete set. Like I said, I just need Volume 4, and then I've got them all. So I'll have to keep my eyes out for that. Well, and lastly, the last thing I got from Crypt Records is the brand new single from Mr. Chups, and they're a Russian surf rockabilly kind of mostly instrumental band. So this has 4 tracks, 2 on each side. It's called The Night Stripper, and they've got a new album out too. I just got an email. I'm on the mailing list for a couple of, like, Crypt and another label out of Portugal that I get from fairly regular, called Chapuda, and I just got an email from them today that they have the new Mr. Chups album in stock, so I might have to do an order soon for that one. Next up is some stuff I got from another mail order place, this time in Sweden. They're called Beluga Records, And it's been quite a while since I did an order with them, and but I saw some stuff on their website that I wanted, and so I put in an order. And with these mail order companies in Europe, because of the postage being so high, I tend to get more than one thing because the postage for a couple other things isn't much more than just for one. So I did pick up a few things from Beluga, starting with this. This is He Who Cannot Be Named. This is a brand new one called The Imposter. And I'm trying to find. There it is. I have all the, because I can't remember all this shit. So I write it down and I have it posted in front of me so I can read it. But I went and posted all the sheets that I had the notes on in the wrong order. So if I look a little confused, it's because I'm trying to find where I wrote about the albums. Anyways, this is like I said, it's the brand new one, just came out this year. It's his fifth album, and he's kind of a mysterious masked guitarist. Sort of, who is this guy? Nobody really knows, but he's also he's played with the Dwarfs in the past, and this is kind of a catchy punk rock, I guess you could say. So that's He Who Cannot Be Named. Imposter is the name of the album. Came out this year. There he is on the back. Also got this one from a band called Prime Teens, and this was released in 2021. It's called the Lost Album because it was a compilation of tracks from 1987 to 1989, all covers, and originally the demos were released on cassette only, I believe. I don't think it was ever released on vinyl. But they're an Italian garage rock revival band. And this is a limited edition. This one's 235 out of 300. And it's got some inserts. Here you can see, because you can tell that just by looking that these are from cassette inlay cards. And then I'll just show this quickly because I don't know if you get in trouble for that. That's the front cover uncensored. So that's the Prime Teens, the Lost Album. Next up is this one, The Premonitions. This is their debut album. It's called Other Side. It came out this year. They're an LA garage rock, R&B, raw R&B kind of band. I've heard them compared to the Sonics meets early Stones. And I think about a half a dozen of their singles, and I really like these guys. I've heard one side of this. I haven't heard the whole thing yet, but I've heard one side of this, and it's fucking great. This, I think, will probably make my best of if I do one. I don't always. Probably my best top 10 list for 2023. The Premonitions, Other Side it's called. And there's some pictures of the band on the back. Like I said, terrific album. Picked up this one. It's an all-girl band called the Rosalinds. Out of Reach is the name of the album. It's released in 2019. It's an all-female band from San Diego, and they pay homage to the 1960s girls in the garage kind of, if you remember that compilation. It's kind of in that style, the Girls in the Garage kind of style, that sound. And it features members of the Gore Girls. Try saying that real fast. And who else? Oh, the Loons and the Schizophrenics. And once again, I haven't heard it. But the album's called Out of Reach, and there's some pictures of the girls in the back there. Also picked up this one just because, I have another album, an earlier album by these guys, but I really like the cover on this thing. The band's called the Psychotic Youth, Straight from the Garage is the name of the album. It came out in 2019. And they're a garage rock band from Sweden. This is a 12-inch that plays at 45 RPM, 12-inch mini album. Recorded in 2012, but it wasn't released till 2019 by a French label. And I've seen this picture before on somebody else's album. The last 4 years or 5 years or so, one of the bigger, I think, doom metal bands maybe had this lady on the cover of their album, but for the life of me, I can't remember who it was. I was thinking Monster Magnet, but I don't think it's them. Anyways, if you know, tell me in the comments if you know where you've seen this girl before on an album cover. So that's the Psychotic Youth, Straight from the Garage. Also got this one. I have I think one other from this series. It's called the Three Chords No Brain from the punk rock Raduno. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Festival. This is volume 4. It's a festival that takes place in Italy every year, I believe every year, and for each festival they put out one of these sampler albums that features bands that played at the festival that year, and they also do other stuff. I've got a who are they called now? Sorry, their live album that was recorded at the Redondo, also an Italian band. Italian glam metal band tonight. Judo, that's who. Judah. They're an Italian glam metal band called Judah. They also have a live album they put out, I think, last year from this festival. And there's a couple other albums from the whole band albums from that festival. The Mugwumps, I think, is one of them, who are, I believe, also on this thing. But this one features bands like the Pansy Division, Kepi Ghoulie from the Groovy Ghoulies, Dan Vapid and the Cheats. Dan Vapid is from the Van Vapids. They're from Toronto. And the Cheats, I think, are from Philadelphia. Something like that. They're an American band. The Yum Yums, band I really like, are on here. Who else is on here? The Avengers, Kurt Baker Combo, and a bunch of others. So this looks like it could be a really good album. Like I said, I have one other. This is volume 4. And these are hard to get now on vinyl. You can still get the CDs, but it's hard to get the vinyl. So that was it for Beluga Records. I also got some stuff from Amazon. I picked up the new Corette's album called Boom Dynamite. This is their brand new one. And this is basically a best of album. They released this to coincide with I think they're still in Europe. They did a huge tour of Europe, and I think next month they're coming to the US. So they put this out, this best of album. to coincide with that tour. And there's also one in Japan that I might get that one too, because it's got a different cover, and I really like that Japanese cover. So I might have to get that. Same album, just different cover. But these are tracks from their first 4 albums. They're a Danish-Brazilian duo, husband and wife duo. And they're garage rock with touches of 60s girl group, surf, doo-wop, and like I said, it's was released in the U.S. and the U.K. To coincide with the tour. The Corettes. Boom is the name of the album. Boom Dynamite Act is the name of the album. There's the band in the back. Track listings. Also got this one. A brand new one from Metal Marty. This is his debut solo album. It's called Greatest Hits. Although it's the only album he's ever released. He's the guitarist from the Super Suckers. So, and he gets help from fellow Super Suckers bassist Eddie Spaghetti and also their drummer Chris Von Stryker. They both play on the album, and it was produced by Eddie Spaghetti. So some of it's, has that Super Suckers kind of sound, that dirty hard rock sound, but it also has some rootsy kind of tunes and some country kind of stuff. So that's Metal Marty, Greatest Hits. There's Metal Marty laying in bed, showing off his ass on the back there with the track listing. And I think this one is, it's on colored vinyl. It's on a neat blue and yellow, I don't know what you'd call that, swirl. Oh, there's some pictures of them on the inner sleeve. Then I got this one, because this one, they're called the Uni Boys, with Do It All Next Week is the name of the album. It came out last year, and I saw this on a lot of guys' top 10 lists, so I thought I'd pick it up. This is their 3rd album. They're from LA. They're 70s and 80s influence, classic kind of power pop band. Great stuff. There they are in the back. So that's the latest one from the Uni Boys. It's called Do It All Next Week. Also got this one. This is the brand new one from the Satan's Pilgrims. Go Action, it's called. Well, it's not actually brand new. It came out in 2021. So it's their latest. Not brand new, their latest. They're an instrumental surf garage kind of band from Portland, Oregon. And apparently, I just read that, I'll explain it in just a sec. Their guitarist and founding member, Dave Busacker, passed away shortly after recording his parts for this album. And there's actually, inside the album, there's a little postcard to remember him. It's called Ride Free Dave is the name of the painting, and it's a 5x7 little postcard that comes with the album. So that's Satan's Pilgrims, Go Action. And lastly, I got this one. It isn't quite what I thought it was. This is a brand new one from the Lords of Altamont. And this is a live album that came out, I believe, yeah, this year. It's brand new. And it's called To Hell with Tomorrow, the Lords Are Now. And I thought it was a live concert album, but it's not. It is a live album, but it's a live album that was recorded in the studio. They were on tour in Europe and they stopped into a studio in Utrecht, Holland, and laid down this album. Probably with the same track listing that they played at dates on the tour, and it's a killer album, hard rock, really heavy hard rock album, lots of killer guitar on it, but it is not a live concert album. It's live in the studio, and it's called To Hell with Tomorrow, The Lords Are Now. The back cover's not very good, just a really dark picture of keyboard player with the track listing. And this is on, and it's got an inner sleeve, not very good. Pictures of the band. And it's on mustard yellow vinyl. And I think there was also, this is a limited edition. I don't know how many. 500, I believe, maybe. But I know they had another version that you could pay a little bit more for. That was like they only did 100 of, and it was some kind of swirl vinyl. Anyways, that's it. That's my mail order stuff I got this month. I'm waiting for a couple from outfit in California called Ancient Greece, but it looks like the post office lost it because it cleared customs on May 4th. It was processed in Edmonton on May 6th, and a month and a half later it's still not here. And like Edmonton's only a 2.5, 3 hour drive from here, so where the fuck is it? Anyways, I'm waiting for that. So hopefully I'll get that eventually. Anyways, I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get notified when I do another one. And I might be doing another one fairly soon because I'm actually going to Edmonton again for another eye doctor. We'll see what I pick up in Edmonton. So thanks for watching. Stay healthy. See you next time.